no. I mean, that's pretty good. A bed. I'm getting really tired of building this bus out, honestly. I'm losing patience. Lucas! I'm kind of unsure. I'm scared to do it. I just want to finish this up. This week, we have a lot to get done. There's a lot of finishing touches that we need to add. Building another door, finishing our closet, finishing the dashboard. That has been a project since the start of the bus build. We need to paint it. And we have a couple more upper cabinets to finish building. And finally, I think that I have found the best way to build upper cabinets around the curve of the bus. I'll also be building a lot of open shelves, some more storage areas, finishing the last big part of our bus build, which is the bedroom area, slatting the bed, building the storage underneath the bed, and we got our mattress this week. This is gonna be a packed full but fun week. Let's get into it. Today I'm gonna be painting the dash. I've got my primer on. I'm gonna go over it with my can of white paint now. This is called Hoynd White. It's like a yellowish white that I've used everywhere else in the bus. We're gonna see how this looks. Dash is almost done. It is painted white. I think I'm gonna stain these dark, like to match our ceiling and like really tie in the colors. I'm kind of unsure. I'm scared to do it. I just want to finish this up. I am staining these trim pieces on the dash. I'm going with it. Kind of scared. You tell me what you think. I'm getting really tired of building this bus out, honestly. I'm just looking forward to living in it and traveling in it. I'm trying to not make everything perfect. You want it to be comfortable, really nice, do the best job you can, and that's how I was the whole time. But now I just don't care as much, and I just want to get on the road, because that's the whole point. I just can't do this waiting around. I'm losing patience. Thank you for listening to how I feel. This is looking so good with the paint color. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna focus now and I'll see you when this is all done. Look at it. The dash is done. It kind of reminds me of the 80s wood trim, like the dark wood trim and then like white walls. If anything, this looks just more retro, which fits the bus. It is a really rainy day out today, really rainy and cold, and I don't want to be outside, so I thought it'd be a perfect day to install all of our shelves for our closet. We just used 3/4 inch plywood. I sanded that down. We used these pegs where I'm easily able to lift the shelf up and take it out. Today, I'm installing this closet door. I made this door exactly how I made my shower door. In case you haven't watched that video on how I made this, it's just 1x3s screwed in together on the back, up here, diagonally, and down below. The closet walls here were installed so wrong. I tried to use a right angle tool. This one is very off. I have an inch gap at the top that I don't have at the bottom with this door. I think I did the best that I could, and I'm not willing to redo these closet walls now. Time to screw these in. It looks really silly having this gap up here. It's like an inch gap, and then down below there's no gap. This wall is just crazy crooked. Lucas is such a sweetheart, and he was like, no, we are not having a weird, awkward, almost 2-inch gap at the top of the door and then no gap at the bottom. So he fixed the wall so it's not crooked. We've got the door hinged on and all of our shelves in here. It looks so good. I'm building upper cabinets above our bed in the back here, and really this side, this cabinet is just gonna be built to like hide all of this stuff for the heat pump, cover that hole so that you don't see the mess. I have come up with a genius way of how to cut this curved piece. So you start by taking a picture of the shelf that's up here. I have this measured to the width that I want. And then you go into the photo, you do the markup thing where you can draw on the image. And then you make your measurements and mark it on the photo, get the length of it and what your height will be, and then find your midway point, 12 and a half, and then you go straight up from that midway point, 13 and an eighth, marking everything up on the image so that you can read it. Your other end point, I'm going to where this curve really starts, 7 and 1/8. Now I'm gonna go draw this out on my piece of wood. Now that I've marked all of my points down, I just connect the dots. I know that this is a right angle straight up to that dot, down to the bottom here. And I know that this is at a slight angle, so I'm gonna connect the bottom to this top dot. And then here's my center where I went halfway up and measured up to the ceiling. So I'm going to connect the dots between my highest point, my midpoint, and then that midpoint to the lowest point of my ceiling where it meets the wall. But obviously this is not curved. I would make my curve. I know that this curve is a lot steeper, connecting one dot to the other. I'm going to use my jigsaw and cut on the outside of this line to give excess just in case, because I just don't want it to be too small. I'll bring my jigsaw into the bus and trim it up, whatever needs to be cut. This probably won't fit because it was my first try. It doesn't slide into its position because I'll need to trim up here and then eventually down there. That needs to be trimmed, and for sure this piece. I brought my tool in and I'm just gonna cut it in here because we need to clean it out in here anyways. I got this cut and fitting correctly. There's a slight gap, but I mean, that's pretty good. Now I need to create my wall and whatever size hole that I'll need to get these pipes fitting through. I'm good to cut my cabinet door and paint them. I have my shelf and this wall screwed in. I can screw in this piece. I made my door frame the same as I do with all my other cabinet doors, with just 1x2 trim and some 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch wood on the back. Lucas! Added this little baby lock, whatever it is, so that things don't go flying everywhere while we're driving. I cleaned up some seams with just some scrap wood. I don't even know what size wood this is from, maybe some 1x2s. Just covered the seams on the end and it cleaned it up a lot better. It is freezing today, so I have just got all of my wood cutting done that I hopefully will need to do today. And now I'm in the bus working on these shelves. I didn't record this when I did this last night because I didn't really know if this was gonna work out, but now I'm seeing it in the daylight. I really like it. This is where we're gonna be putting our cooking oils, salt and pepper, and I don't want that stuff falling off. I'll be using wood rods to help keep everything in. I'm using this Gorilla wood glue. Whoa. Okay, plenty of glue. I might use you and clean that up. I don't want to do any more enclosed shelves because it makes your bus feel super small. It is a small space, but I like it to feel open, so we're not doing any more upper cabinets. I didn't record us installing these shelves last night, but we have a top shelf here. It's pretty long. And this little corner shelf, I'm making these the same style as the shelf above the stove and the fridge. And another really cool thing that we added last night is our reading lights. So these are magnetic, they turn, and they're USB. We've ordered our mattress last night. I think it's a good quality mattress. It's $200, so cheap. And we have a double size, so maybe that's why the price is also a lot lower. Oh no, split, that sucks. Let's glue these babies in. I took the afternoon off from working on the bus to be driving the bus. We need to be getting more comfortable with driving the bus, and especially now that we have a lot more stuff in here, see what's working and what's not. And we found what's not working is our door. So if you watched our video last week, we installed our door. We need a deadbolt. And we were on an on-ramp getting on the highway. I swear The door was locked. It swung open. I sat on the steps so that I can like grab the door because I was kind of scared. The highway's right there. I grabbed the door, closed it, locked it, got back in my seat, and it did it again. I think that the vibration is releasing the lock. Now that we're back, I haven't glued these in yet, but do you see my idea? We have the wood rod. Driving the bus is pretty scary. There's noises like often in this bus. I'm not familiar enough with what those noises would be. Makes you question everything the whole time, and it is hard to relax for now. I don't think it will always be like that. If you're watching and you have a Skoolie, please give your experience when you were first driving your bus. I'm really curious, you know, how if everybody else feels like that too. Leave a comment or send me a message. I need to let that dry, but that's done. Okay, I've just done all of the wood glue on these, and that makes me nervous that it's so bouncy. Did you see that? This is a very big shelf. We're gonna fit so much stuff on here. I think I'm done for the night. Tomorrow, let's see, what can be done tomorrow? I'm honestly running out of things to do. That's a really good sign. I need to slat the bed. That's crazy. It's just hitting me that we are done. A lot is happening today in our bedroom area. Putting the slats on the bed. This is like the last big thing that we have to do in the bus. I realized that we don't have a whole lot of strong slat material, so I'm using 1x3s, and we don't have a lot of it. I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of support down the middle. This 2x3 I have supported right above where our water tank is. We have some 2x3 blocks just holding that water tank in place, so I used some vertical supports to hold it up in 3 places. I tried to lay on the slats, and I realized that over here it was an empty space, that they were bowing a little bit. I was like, okay, I need to add another beam lengthwise. We want to have plenty of storage underneath the bed for bins and stuff, and be able to rearrange them however we want. So I don't want to add any more vertical beams down to the floor. So what I did, I added 1 2x3, and this acts as a support for the middle of this 2x2 to lay on. This is probably more complicated than it needed to be, but honestly, it works for us and it's pretty stable. I could probably hang from it. I feel good about the support of the bed here. Now it's time to slat everything. Supporting me, and I don't feel like I'm gonna collapse. Under the bed will be plenty of storage for all of our bins. Right now they're empty. We don't have anything to put in there yet. It's gonna be stuff like safety things, like if we get stuck in the bus, some chains, something to pull us out. We will definitely be trying to stuff as many things as we can underneath the bed and in these bins. Oh, this bin is already half full. We've got some transmission fluid, extension cord, so that we can plug in this battery charger in case our batteries die while we're out. And this is stuff that we want to keep in the bus while we're driving it now, not just while we're going out and living in it. That is set. Got that strap. Whoa, it's heavy. Oh no, Lucas, you've got a hole in it.
Sick, Nacho.
Expand. It's gonna expand 8 inches. This is kind of nice though.
It is. This is a vibe.
It fits you lengthwise perfectly.
Plenty of room.
This is a big moment. With our bedroom being done, this means that we are done with the bus builds. So now our next steps are moving our things into the bus, downsizing, getting rid of all of our stuff, planning our travels, where we're gonna go. We're also calculating how much we've spent on the build. So we have a lot coming up until we leave in a couple of months. This is so nice to just be able to come in here and relax and not have to be working all day outside in the cold. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really helps every single view and like that we get. And please subscribe to the Nomadics. I will see you next week with another video on what our next steps are.